I the asshole for telling my wife she's free to find a hotel room if she doesn't want my daughter here? That is epic, because usually when I read an Am I the asshole, it is the absolute opposite from that. So let's get into it. Advice needed. My daughter Anna is 16 years old. She was an accident when I was 24. I feel like that's not the greatest move to call your daughter an accident on the internet in front of thousands of people. But okay. Anna's mother and I were never together as a couple because it was a one-night stand, but we have maintained a friendly and healthy co-parenting since she was born, and we became good friends. My daughter has been living on another continent for a few years with her mother and stepfather, but she wants to come back because she doesn't feel comfortable there and misses her family and friends. Anna doesn't know their language well, and it's still hard for her to learn it, so she feels really lonely there. That sucks. I spoke with my daughter's mother, and we thought it was a good idea to let Anna live with me, and her room is now my home office, but I can easily put together a room for her again. We didn't confirm anything. I talked to my wife about it first, and I was sure that she was going to be okay with that, because we literally talked about that possibility before. The problem is that my wife doesn't want that to happen. My wife and Anna had never been close at all because they only met in person for our wedding when I was able to pay for a ticket for my daughter to come. That was the last time I saw my daughter in person. Oh, that is a long time. Depending on how long ago the wedding was. Can't imagine it's less than 5 years. That is a long time to not see our child. And as the child, it's a long time. Plane tickets are too expensive. But they do tend to talk a bit when I make video calls with Anna, but not too much. Anna also talks to her brother, and he likes her a lot, even if they just see each other in video call. My wife says Anna is not going to feel comfortable in a house with strangers, but they're not, though. You're not strangers. And I told her that we are literally her family. There we go. And she said no. She and our toddler are not Anna's family because they barely know her in person. So, girl, there are people who meet online and have only known each other online, and they meet up and they end up getting married. Be serious. Someone who's literally part of your family, who is just a sibling and a stepchild, come on. It's not going to be that difficult. Nobody's asking you to marry somebody that you met online. They're just asking you to be a positive adult figure. And not even that, probably. Just a figure in their life. That's so weird. Anyways, it honestly hurts me that she thinks that way, but I understand her point of view. Although our toddler is Anna's brother, and it really annoyed me that she said that because our little one really loves his sister, even if they just see each other online. I had an argument with my wife. Oh, that was a period. Okay. So pretend I ended that as if it was a period. I had an argument with my wife about it, and I ended up telling her that my daughter will always come first of all, because it's true. For me, my children will always come before any other person, and she knew very well about my daughter when we married. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing to me, because it's so different to be yeah, I don't really want to be a parent. You know what I mean? I don't really want to marry somebody with kids before you get married to them. But to say something about the kids after the fact, knowing full well that they have kids, before you got married, that is a weird thing to do. And there's no way to unincriminate yourself after that. That's just, ew, you're slimy. My wife got angry and said that bringing Anna home would change how we handle ourselves, and that she doesn't want to be a stepmother. But you already are a stepmother. There is no getting around that. You are a stepmother. You are. Now, the only thing you can change is whether or not you're an evil stepmother. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that said, Anna lived with her mother in another continent, so it's not the same as having her right here every day. Okay, she does have a point there, but I told her that no one is asking her to be a stepmother because I will be the one who takes care of her as always. My daughters used to stay many days with me, and I was the one who took care of her. I'm not going to give my wife all the work because I was a single father for a long time and I know how to take care of my daughter. I work, I clean, I cook, I take full care of our son when she works and wants to go out and do something. We both support each other in raising our son. I don't understand why some people in the comments can't believe that a man doesn't leave all the work to his wife. I believe you. I believe you even if the people in the comments don't. But that if she doesn't respect my daughter's presence in the house and hates it that much, then she has all the freedom to go to a hotel room. I was a big idiot because those words obviously ended up really bad, and we had a worse argument. Yeah, but I mean, like, how else are you going to get your point across if she's just not getting it? I feel like that was the perfect thing to say, so don't feel bad. My daughter has every right to live in my house if she wants, but my wife doesn't want that. I really love my wife, but my biggest focus is to give the best to my children. And I would love to have my princess here after years. That is so cute. My wife hasn't been talking to me at all, and she's very angry. But she does continue with the same stance that she doesn't want Anna here at all. And I know I will get angry, and we will end up arguing again because I'm not going to leave my daughter alone either. There we go. Yes, leave this. She's crazy. Okay. She's maybe not crazy, but she's being a little selfish is what I'm gonna say. Alright, edit. My wife always knew that Anna lived with me several days a week when she was still in the country because I talked with her about that and the possibility of Anna's family returning to the country if things went wrong. That would have meant that Anna would come back to live with me for many days or even months like she always did. My daughter used to come to my house every day too. My wife agreed with that years ago when we talked about that, but now admits that she thought my daughter was going to stay out of the country with her mother because their business is going really well. Okay, but like, I don't think the business has anything to do with like the fact that her, like, she's gonna want to see her dad. Like, it's two completely different topics. Like, I don't know. And then it says throwaway account because my daughter uses Reddit too. I changed some data to not make it obvious. Or to not make it too obvious. Edit 2. Guys, I've been reading the comments nonstop for 2 hours and I have too much to think about. Thank you very much for the advice. Whether bad or good, this is helping me to reflect on several things that I did not take into account. But please don't be too harsh because I am a real person. Anybody being harsh on OP, like, maybe missed the point because I don't think he did anything wrong here. But maybe he's talking about, like, his wife, because that's still his wife. Alright, first original comment. Your wife doesn't want to be a stepmother? Full stop. She doesn't want anything to do with your daughter. She's going to be awful to her. I would reevaluate my relationship had anyone told me this. Edit. The fact this woman doesn't realize she is a stepmother already is absolutely insane and messed up. I think she does realize. I think we kind of saw that she does realize, but she just is not accepting and she wants to, like, kind of run away from it a little bit. Responding to that, someone said, yeah, I feel like people might get confused. Not wanting to be a step-parent, totally understandable and fine. You just met someone, they have kids, you're like, oh, that's not where I want to go. I don't want to be a stepdad, totally fine. You marry someone with a child already and a weird living schedule and arrangements and you don't want to be a stepmom? Gigantic red flag. Yeah, like, you need to be able to sort that out before you get married. Like, that's a weird thing to do after the fact. Another original comment said, to be honest, your marriage is over. Your wife openly doesn't want your daughter around, and even if she claims to change her mind to keep the marriage, it would be a lie, even if she tried to pretend. People pick up on it when they aren't wanted or liked, so your daughter would literally feel your wife's dislike. You cannot bring your daughter into a home with your wife. It would harm her. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Someone else said, my dad remarried when I was young, and I would stay with him for the summers. His new wife treated me like the other woman's child, and constantly made it known I was a burden and she couldn't wait until I was gone. Not going to lie, that messed me up for years. Jeez. The difference here is that you're fighting for your daughter and actually making her your main priority, but I feel like your wife might be like my stepmother. Just something to consider if you decide to stay with your wife. Yeah, that's not great. Okay, let me just find one more original comment and then we're gonna be done. So, another original comment says, not picking sides here, but if your wife leaves, so does your son. Everyone is screaming, put your child first. You may have your daughter full-time and your son 50-50. Doubt they would take a toddler away from a woman you say is a wonderful mother. I think the rock in the hard place is a lot harder than you think. OP responds, yes, I've been thinking about that too. Co-parenting with Anna's mother has been really easy because we've always been good friends and there was never a fight. But I don't want to think that if I divorce my wife or we break up because of this, I'll have a harder time seeing my son or how the co-parenting would be with her. Yeah, I didn't even think about that either. That's, like, actually wild to think about. That's true. This guy is just in a bad spot. So, I take back what I said earlier. Maybe don't divorce this lady, but also, like, let's hope that this mellows out because, geez, it's gonna be so tumultuous for everyone involved if this lady doesn't just take a chill pill, for real. Just give yourself a spot of ginger or something. You know what I mean? Nothing too strong. Just like some ginger. But anyways, OP is not thoughtful. I think that stuff needed to be said. But anyways, thanks for watching. You'll catch me later. Bye!